Hello, 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 and welcome back to another edition of the Who's Next Show. As many of you all know, the Who's Next Show typically is a platform for upcoming artists, the next doctor, the next entrepreneur, the next business owner. But every once in a while, we get the privilege and the blessing of having individuals that are already established, and we're just happy to have them in the studio. And today is nothing short of that. I am so honored to have none other than the infamous Kevin Hawkins.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for stopping by, just
absolutely.
to have some conversation. From the moment when I saw you at a listening party, I was like, who is that? I need to get, oh, that's Kevin Hawkins. I was like, okay, cool. So like after that.
That was listening party, wasn't
yes.
Yes, I remember that. Okay, that's so funny.
So I've been stalking you ever since,
Yeah.
but it's okay. Don't worry about it.
You're good.
So again, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah,
and again, on the Who's Next Show, like I'm usually spotlighting somebody that's just getting started, and the show is geared to be a platform for them. But also, I feel privileged when I have people like you that are already established that we can come in and talk about, what you're doing, what you have going on, and maybe it even encourages somebody who is, getting started.
Yeah.
So, let's just jump right into it. Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into the industry.
Yeah, so I'm 27. I'm from Dallas, Texas. And I got into the industry, basically, I went to school at UNT, Vocal Performance Music Education. And I'll talk with my hands a little bit, so you just.
That's okay. I'll follow them.
But that's a good one. But I actually got my foot into the door. Yarborough Peoples, they had that song in the '80s, "Don't Stop the Music."
Oh yeah.
That's how I got my foot into the door, and so from there, they just helped me navigate the industry. And then I started going off on my own for a while, but because of them, I was able to open up for like people like Erykah Badu. I've been able to do things with Babyface. But my first actually like professional gig outside of college was back around singing for Kiki Wyatt. That was like my first, first big thing. Yeah.
But it sounds like you've been progressively just doing stuff from there. That's so awesome. So did you just always know? I mean, I know you went to school for, but did you just always know like this was your place, or did you stumble into it?
No, I used to say growing up, the teachers ask you, what you want to be when you grow up? And I'm like, oh, lawyer, doctor, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But I knew from that moment, I was like, I'm going to be a musician. And I think at the age of 17, I was in a singing group. It was like a gospel singing group, like King James and Chosen.
Okay.
And I was just like, well, I want to be, like a solo artist. That's what I wanted to do. But it wasn't until I was 20, going on 21, I was at the Majestic Theater and I did a tribute for Prince. He had just died like the month before, and they asked me to do it.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, this is it. I was like, you gotta go
like,
for it. And from that, I was like, this is like from this point on. Because it was like 3,000 people, and I was just like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I just started going for it.
Wow.
And then I landed that gig with Kiki, and it's been uphill from there.
Just continual blessings on blessings. Just That's awesome. Speaking of Prince and other artists, like who inspires you or inspired you then? Yeah. And then maybe who inspires you now?
Well, the first person that I grew up actually listening to was, as far as I can remember, was Whitney Houston.
Okay.
And besides my people in my family, because my family sings, my mom sings, but it was Whitney Houston and Usher. But people that really inspired me, I'll say again, Whitney Houston, Prince, John Legend, and it was Beyonce.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so when we think about Whitney Houston, like what's that one song that like you just belt out, just sing because it was like your favorite? You gotta let me hear it.
No, I can't even sing it because it's so high, but it's I Have Nothing. I feel like that is probably one of the hardest songs to sing in the entire world because I mean she's just like, and it's like it's not even hurting her. It's like it's nothing to her, but I mean I can sing, but I'm telling you, like, and I can sing.
You can
but
sing.
That's a hard song. I'm not gonna even lie. That's a hard song.
Okay. Because I'm trying to get that. Let me hear it.
Well, I was like, if we go to another song, I want to hear somebody else. But I was just like, that's a hard song. Maybe we do some John Legend. I was like,
okay.
What you want to hear, Ordinary People?
Yes, for sure.
Girl, I'm in love with you. They say the honeymoon past infatuation fades. Right in big love. At times we get sick of love. It seems like we argue every day. We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go. You know, all of that stuff. That's real
and
smooth.
Then the ladies start falling out.
It's real smooth, yeah. It's real. But the Whitney thing, no.
I love it. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I'm
no
sure our
problem.
viewing audience is like,
Yeah.
yes. They're going to be like trying to find you in your DMs.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to get some randoms in your
It's all
DMs
good. It happens all the time. It's all love.
So as you started this, you landed that with Kiki. And then from there, like, how did you get to where we are today from that?
It's always just, it's about who knows who knows who knows who. Because it's just like, I can have all the education in the world, but it's just about just making genuine, not always transferable. So
Right.
when people have came to me and I've talked to them about just certain things, and just, I'm just making connection, like deeper connection. And that's how I came from Kiki to Yarborough and Peoples to Erica. And it's just like, hey, have you heard of Kevin Hawkins? And it's just like, it's always genuine with me.
Right.
Because I know in this industry, a lot of people, it's just like, it's
Yeah.
like they clawing their way. And
Right.
for me, it's always just like, I'm just going to have a genuine, like organic conversation,
Right.
what we're doing right now.
Right.
That's always how I've
Just an
developed my
organic
relationship.
style and vibe
Yeah,
the whole way.
that's how I built my career.
So, you are very, like, to me, you're like unique. Like we're talking about your nails, just like your style. Anytime I've seen you, whether it's on social media, in person, like it's something very unique about you. Can you just share with someone in our listening audience that, like, it's hard to be unique, like in this industry.
Yeah.
It's hard to just be you because it's like you need to be like XYZ or like, what is the thing that, like, how is it seems so seamless for you?
Yeah.
Just to be you. Like, what words would you say?
I think it's just about being authentic as possible and being true to you.
Yeah.
And that's something I had struggled with for a long time. Like, I grew up in the church and stuff,
Right.
and I love my family and stuff.
Right.
But when it came to like secular music, and sometimes you see things that play out on social media, because we live in that day of social media.
Right.
I'm just like, I just gotta be me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Whether from the hair, like when I've been blonde for 2 years. This
Right.
wasn't no trend.
Right.
Like, this is me.
Right.
Like, I was just, and it wasn't like, oh, I knew I was gonna do. I was like, this is truly me.
Right.
And I love my natural, sandy brown.
Right.
Some people think it's black, but it's sandy brown. But I love blonde hair. I love my nails. I love,
Right.
I like to wear. If you had to say, like, what Prince, I like to wear things that are, I guess, considered metrosexual.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Right.
But it works for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Absolutely.
just being authentic as possible.
Right.
And I feel like as long as you're being true to who you are,
Yeah.
people will love you.
Yeah,
You know?
and I love that because, again, this industry, not just the music industry, but social media itself almost tries to dictate the way you should look, the way you should. So whenever we come across people that are authentic or just know how to just be unapologetically you, I like to talk about it because, like, say for instance, like me today, I have on heels, but like I'll be at church or wherever, and I got on a pair of J's.
Yeah,
and like I see the church mothers, they like.
Yeah, but that's the day and age, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? It's just like, if we keep with tradition,
Right,
it's
right.
like, how are we making progress?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And, to me, it's something as simple as, like, on a Sunday morning or whenever I'm going somewhere, I just all of a sudden felt like I didn't want to wear heels.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not wearing them.
Yeah.
So I would start, like, discovering Jordans was like freedom for me. Like, and they've been around forever. But for me, I wasn't really a tennis shoe or a sneaker person. But when I discovered that, it was like freedom.
Yeah.
Because it was me just expressing, this is who I am.
Yeah.
I'm wearing what I want to. I'm wearing the shoes I want to, and so forth. And then I saw that it was also setting a trend.
Yeah, for
because,
sure.
That's the same thing.
It's
I'm
casual
sure you
dress
see.
today.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the church, and I used to always wear dress shoes. always. And then I became like a sneakerhead, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Where there's just, it doesn't matter whether it's like, you know, Jordans, like
Right.
Aldo,
Right.
you know, or whatever, and even get into the high, like expensive sneakers. But I just,
Right.
it's so comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just, and it's your look. And
Yeah.
it's your look. You do what works best for you.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So I like that for someone, for you to make your mind up to just be unapologetically you, whatever it is. You know,
Yeah.
I remember when Alicia Keys was like, no makeup.
Yeah, I
you
remember
know,
she did that.
and it was just like, because she was like, I'm just going to be me.
Yeah.
Either you love it, you like it, or
Yeah.
just don't listen or watch, because
Yeah.
I'm going to just be me. You know, so I love that.
Yeah.
When it comes to songs, let's talk about some of your projects that you've already released, some of your EPs that have already been out, and your favorite.
Yeah. So I have this album out right now. It's an LP. It's Mixed Emotions. It's actually my first album. It took me 5 years to get to that point to
Wow.
even put it out. But I love the intro is Mixed Emotions. That's the title cut.
Okay.
But there's 2 songs on there. There's one I did with the late rapper Mo3, who died last year. It's called The One Thing. And then another great song on there is it's one of my favorites. It's called Situationship. So,
Situationship.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, a lot of people, believe it or not, more people be in situationships, they actually be in relationships,
Right.
or low-key single,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But that was something that I was going through, and I was just like, I'm going to write about this. And I just, and another guy named Zeke Gray, and he was playing this, I was like, I'm going to write to that. I was
Right.
like, and, we was just, and it just came like that, and I was,
Yeah.
I love that song, Situationship. So Mixed Emotion, Situationship, All Night Long, One For Me, it's all on that project, Mixed Emotions, and that took me 5 years to complete.
So when you write, do you typically write out of your life situation, or do you paint pictures?
It's always,
You know.
I told myself I was not gonna release a project or anything if I couldn't talk about things that I haven't been through. Like I feel like if I've went through it, I'm gonna think about it. I'm not gonna think about nothing that I have not been through personally.
Right.
That's always just been me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you think about mixed emotions, like who doesn't have some thing that they can relate to when a time that
Yeah.
they got mixed emotions, you
Yeah.
know, and the situationship,
Yeah.
like you said, so many people.
Yeah.
That needs to be one of the Facebook options.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You know, married, single. I think they have, it's complicated
Yeah,
already.
it's complicated.
But
Or
now,
what's the one if you're not married? It's like, what's the word for it? I can't even think about it. It's just like legally binded. I can't even think of the word. It's like a court word that a legal word term that they use.
common law.
Common law. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So with any of those options, we need situationship.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you.
So when it comes to, you know, like you said, it took you 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was that 5 years of, I'll do it, a struggle, or was it just 5 years of, I want this to be authentically me?
Yeah.
Like, what took?
It
what
was
made
5 years of being authentic as possible, but also it was like I was going through stuff.
Yeah.
You know, in that time, like I was trying to find the right sound engineer, the right producer, the right band, you know, the right people to be around. I was trying to find like all of that. And sometimes it's not easy. It's just like you have to, because I remember one song, I put out a song, it's 24/7. That was like actually the first thing I put out. And I put that 2 years before the album came out. I hated, like seriously to this day, I hated the first time I put it out. So we redid the song.
Okay.
Then put it to another sound engineer. It sounded like a completely different song. And something that Kevin and Lois asked me from Yardburn Peoples, and this is something I carry with me for the rest of my life. They will always ask me, before you put this out, can you live with this note for the rest of your life? Can you live with this melody?
Yeah.
So now I'm telling other artists that I'm talking to, I'm like, before you put something out, can you live with this or you're going to regret it?
Right.
And that's something that I regret. Like I was like, why did I put that? You know what I'm saying? But you live, you learn, you move on.
Right.
But we re-put it out, we made it even better.
Yeah,
you know.
I love that. Yeah. You know, and I guess it's kind of like a marriage. Like you say, hey, don't get it.
Yeah.
I've told this to so many single people.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you're having red flags, if nothing changes about him or her, are you good for the rest of your life? And I guess that's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is you get a chance to remix it or
There you go. But have you seen those red flags on social media? The people doing the red flags and stuff like that? I'm telling you. They something else today.
You know, social media has taken a whole new footstep or footprint in the lives of people. You're a well-known artist. People know you. They hear your name, see your picture. You know, it resonates. Is there anything that what else would you like to do? Is there something you'd like to do that you haven't done yet?
Well, I tell people, for the people that don't know me, I'm like, okay, I just got more work to do. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so, but I, as far as like my personal life, I've been wanting to go skydiving forever. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
as far as music wise, there's a couple of features that like I'm like I gotta have this person. Everybody wants
Okay.
that feature with Beyonce.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I want to do things. Have a feature with Beyonce. I want to have a feature with Rihanna. I want to have a feature with Babyface. But there's also some other people that are up and coming too, or are established artists like Lucky Day. I like Giveon. I like Tone Stith. I like my other friend. His name is Jay Howe. He's definitely want to look out for it too.
Right.
So there's a couple of people that I want to work with and have features with. But as far as that's with my own music, but as far as my own music, I want to explore other options of my artistry and stuff, and be a little bit more free, maybe a little bit more sexually explicit. So some people just think I'm just sometimes that, but I'm just like, no, it's in there, it's coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta wait and see. We're gonna see it November 20th.
Okay. Uh-oh. The expectancy is now being set.
I'm telling you, it's coming.
Right. So speaking of skydiving, I went skydiving for the first time in March, and it was amazing.
You had a good time?
There's a place in Ennis. I'll give you the information
Yeah.
after. You got to check it out.
Yeah.
It's so worth it.
Okay.
You
I'll
got to
check
do
it
it.
out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was gonna go in Brazil. I went to Brazil a
Ooh.
couple months ago.
Yeah.
And the wind wasn't sitting right, and then we were gonna do parasailing, not parasailing.
Wind gliding?
Wind gliding. Thank
Okay.
you. And the wind wasn't right. I was like, dang. But because I'm a daredevil, you know what I'm saying? I'm spontaneous. I love to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm ready. But yeah.
Yeah, everything has to be perfect, just like with music.
There you go.
Everything
When it's
has
time,
to be
it's time.
perfect, right? So, you talked about these features and like, what about like genres? Like, have you ever thought about like sliding into other genres and sharing the gift that you have just to try it out, or are you just kind of sold on where you are?
Well, I for the most part I do R&B and pop. I do a lot of top 40 stuff, like even outside of my own music. But I can do country, I can do jazz, I can do rock, I can do all of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think we've gotten so used to, well, you're black, you do R&B, you're white, you do pop.
Right.
And that's what it was for a long time. But I think the artists of today that's coming out today, they're changing it. It's just like, we
just
all
do
like
music.
different. We just do music.
Yeah.
We all like different types of music, and I'm just like, I want to sing country. I want to sing rock. I want to sing pop.
I think that'll be so hot. Yeah.
I'm just like, like, why do y'all want to stick people in certain categories? You know what I'm saying? Like, they have their voice can do it all. As Whitney Houston said, I have transcended many genres. That's what she said.
Right.
But it was true. They tried to put her in a box. She was the princess of R&B, and it's just like, this lady has crossed over so many charts and so many records over. Like,
she's beyond princess of anything.
She's if anything, she was pop. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, she's done it all. You know, so that's me.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you. We'll have more from Mr. Kevin Hawkins. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
From the rich land of Otago, Alabama, we present to you 1186 Real Artesian Water. Smooth, crisp, clean. All natural, no chemicals, no additives. Average balance 6.9. The highest quality ultra premium water known to man. What are you waiting for?
Hey, network viewers. What would your day be like if you could watch your favorite network shows and view live streams when you are away from home? Download the official The V Network mobile app from the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Search the V Network TV for iPhones and the V Network for Android phones. Receive notifications on upcoming shows, events, and network giveaways. Download it today. Don't be the last to find out what's going on your favorite network, the V Network.
Well, guys, welcome back. Of course, we are here with none other than Mr. Kevin Hawkins,
What's
music
going on?
extraordinaire.
Appreciate it.
We were talking about your music, and you talked about like a song that you didn't like so much. But let's talk about some of your favorite songs. Like, what's some of your tops out of your own playlist?
All Night Long, on my album, All
Yes.
Night Long, Situationship, Pressure. I done said situation like 5 times.
Right.
The One Thing, and those are just like my top. Like I'll listen to, and I listen to my album all the time. If you want some encouragement, Loving Yourself. Like I try to break it down by like, this is what you look for.
Right.
That's why it's mixed emotion. It's something in there for
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
And then as far as like what I'm listening to outside of my music, I listen to Adele has a new song out. It's called
Okay.
Easy on Me.
Okay.
I listen to Sabrina Claudio. I listen to Sanaa Harriet. I listen to a lot of Tone Sif. I listen to a lot of people that are not mainstream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I just, you gotta give them their credit. Because I'm like, these people out here busting their butts.
Right.
But yeah, I listen to a lot of artists like that. Like, I mean, definitely you hear Beyonce playing in my car like all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Like you singing it to the top of your lungs and everything.
Yeah, I'm all the time.
Right.
Lil Nas X has a really good album. I
Okay.
definitely listen to him. Let's see, who else? That's popular. I'll listen to Olivia Rodrigo. She's kind of new.
Okay.
Ariana Grande. Definitely listen to her for sure. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. When it comes to, you talked about people that you would like to collaborate with and so forth. Do you have anything in the making with any of the names you mentioned?
Not right now, as far as some of the names that I mentioned right now, because I've pretty much just been focused on the concert and the album and stuff. I won't start reaching out to people until like, okay, this song is completed. Let me see we can take this to the next level, and then I'll start reaching out and see who's biting.
Gotcha. What's next?
Right now, I do want to take like a quick break, but yeah.
Like really woosah, you get inspiration?
I'll go on a vacation and I'll disappear from social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's important
I
to
do
just
too.
unwind.
Right.
You know, so that's pretty much how when I'm taking a break, I'm taking a break.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, so I love that you had time to stop by the studio
Yeah,
and
it
just
was
chop it up
fun.
a little bit.
Yeah.
What are some last words that you would like to say, maybe to the struggling or the startup or the person who's not sure if they want to launch into the music industry? What would you say to them?
I would say be authentic as possible to yourself. If you're gonna put out music, make sure it's quality. Don't put out nothing that you will be ashamed of, down the road.
Right.
And put it out. How else are people gonna know who you are if you don't, put it out? I know a lot of times we get afraid and stuff, but that's the only way you're gonna get it out there is if you put it out and you take that leap of faith. I would definitely say that to anyone.
I love it. You heard it here. Be authentic, take the leap of faith, and if you're gonna do it, just do it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. We'll make sure to share all the information on how the concert, how they can purchase that. But the easiest thing is Google University. Just type in Kevin Hawkins. So when you do that, you'll have that. You'll be able to pull it up and either go to Eventbrite or stop by Soiree Coffee Bar. Either is an awesome artist, and this is your opportunity to experience it. So please do by all means. Your social media platform, we don't have to really share that because people already are watching you.
Well, if you want to share, it's K-Hawk Music on Instagram and Kevin Hawkins on everything else, on YouTube, everything. And download Mixed Emotions on all platforms.
There you have it. Make sure to please download Mixed Emotions. Out of Mixed Emotions, if there was a song that was the happy song, what would be the song from that?
Gosh.
Because I know, like you told me, like the way you write music, the way you
maybe
put it out.
if it's a happy song, it's mid-tempo. It's one for me, or we can do Skinny Boy like Big Butts too. But that's like a reggae song. Like no, see, because I'm slender,
right?
But we all like big butts. So.
Okay. Noted. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. This has been Moments with Mona and the Who's Next show right here. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for watching. And hey, we'll be back with another great show. Until then, see you later. Bye.